Hi, I'm Dawn,
Gary.
and we are the Disney Grown-Ups. Oh dear, Gary's got the giggles, he's making me giggle now.
Cameras.
So, hi, I'm Dawn,
I'm Gary.
and we are
The
the
Disney,
Disney
Grown-Ups.
Grown-Ups. And we've decided to do the Disneyland Paris Tag. So, there's 13 questions, and we haven't sort of rehearsed these or read them, so we're just going to go through and see what happens. So, number one, when was your first trip and how many times have you been? So, our first trip was in the summer holidays in 2011, because our last trip to Walt Disney World in Florida was 2010, and up until then we'd only been to Florida, we'd not done Paris, and we couldn't really afford to go back to Florida, and we were really missing it, weren't we? So we went over to France, and we did one day. We stayed at a mobile home, didn't we? A caravan park outside. That was the Changri that we stayed at.
Oh, yeah.
And there was about a 20-minute drive, wasn't it, into Disney from there. So we decided we'd do one day, and then we liked it, so we did another day. We only went for about 4 days. But yeah, so that was our first time. And we've probably been back every year since. We've been back every summer since, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes more than once. So about 10 times, maybe more.
Yeah, quite a few now.
Yeah, so that's question number one. Question number two, what Disney hotels have you stayed in, and one you haven't stayed in that you'd like to? Well, as I say, we did mobile homes and things to begin with, didn't we, for the first few years. And then when our girls came with us, we did Davy Crockett's Ranch. That was our first experience of Disney hotels, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah.
That was really nice, we really liked that. But the only thing was that you had to drive, obviously. So because there was 4 of us then, we were driving over to France because it worked out a lot cheaper. But yeah, we really liked Davy Crockett Ranch, didn't we?
Mm.
So yeah, that was our first one we stayed at. And the other one we stayed at more recently, and the one that we keep going back to, is the Sequoia Lodge Hotel. But that's just the 2 of us. And that's because we would go back to Davy Crockett. I'd go back there without hesitation, but it's because we don't drive now. We get the Eurostar, so you really need to be able to drive, don't you, to go to that one?
Well, yeah, you couldn't walk it.
Well, no, you can't, and there's no shuttles or anything.
But
So
you could. Might take you most of the day, though. So, yeah, but
So number 3, what is your favourite restaurant? What's your favourite restaurant?
I don't know. We were like restaurant, as
Yeah.
opposed to counter service.
Yeah, restaurant.
So I'd say, really,
Or shall I say mine?
they're all quite unique in their own way, aren't they?
My favourite is Inventions, because it's very expensive, so it's a real treat to go there, and it's not something that you can really do on a regular basis. But you get character meet and greets there, which is really nice. But the food is lovely, and I particularly like shellfish and seafish and seafood. And they
If you
have.
can get it out of the shell.
Oh yeah, Gary had trouble, didn't you, trying to get the crab claw out?
Yeah, just go up.
But I really like the food there. There's so much nice seafood there, as well as other food. And obviously you get the characters as well, and you can sit and look at. We've always had really good window seats, haven't we? Looked out over the sort of park entrance and everything. So yeah, that's my favourite. Although, had it not have changed, I might have been tempted to say the Blue Lagoon, which is now Captain Jack's.
Yeah, that was nice.
Because that was
good,
really
yeah.
nice, wasn't it? Up until then, I think that was our favourite food we'd had and our favourite experience as such.
Yeah, I think that's probably. I know it's all subjective, but for me, that was probably one of the best settings, best themed. Almost, because you're in the ride, aren't you? Really, you're actually in part of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, so. It's really
yeah.
good. So.
Number 4, a restaurant you'd like to eat in that you haven't yet. We've been lucky. We've done a lot of them, haven't we?
We haven't done Waltz.
No, I think that's the one I would probably say.
It's quite expensive. It's probably why we've not done it.
And I think it's because it's
So-
sort of quite selective choices and things that you have to make in there, isn't it? And it's smaller portions and things. It looks
Yeah,
like.
it does look nice. Yeah, I think that'd be nice.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I'd like to try the experience because it's, especially when you get a window overlooking Main Street as well, which I think some of them do.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Morts would be my one that I'd probably want to try that I haven't. So, number 5, your favourite quick service or fast food restaurant?
Yeah, probably Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, you like the
Or
chicken
bit
strips in there, don't
Yeah,
you?
they've changed the menu a bit better recently, haven't they? But
You still get that meal that you wanted though,
yeah,
and you get like corn fried. There's like sweet corn fried fries as
yeah,
opposed to chips.
they're
They're
big
not,
chunky chips, but they're
they're
cool,
corn,
aren't they? But they're
yeah.
really nice, and the chicken's nice. And they used to get
Oh, pineapple and coconut
pineapple
tart.
and coconut
liked,
tart. That
didn't
was really nice, but that seems to have disappeared.
you?
I think. Didn't see
Yeah,
that
we didn't get it last time.
Didn't
We
see
got
that
a choice
last
of a
time.
Magnum or something, didn't we, or a yogurt or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Hakuna Matata as well. I like most of them, to be honest. I mean, they're all pretty good.
Well, it's
We
different-
haven't
yeah, it's different,
tried
isn't it?
the
Difficult to-
cowboy cookout yet for the actual food. We've been in there for a pecan pie.
Yeah,
That's
was
supposed to be really good. It always smells good, so that's one I'd like to try. Casey's is always good as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's
Cafe Hyperion.
it's difficult. It's difficult to isolate one because they're all sort of unique in their own way, aren't they? And you know, different days you fancy different things. But I mean, I don't think I've had a bad experience in all the ones we've tried.
No.
They've all been, you know, they've all offered what we wanted, and so.
What number 6? What is your favourite shop? I quite like Harrington's because it has Disney traditions in there, and we collect Disney traditions. And they've always got some good prints and things in there. But I also like the clothes
Where's
shop.
that then?
Harrington's is in Main Street, sort of
Oh,
almost
right.
opposite the Emporium.
Oh, so it's not the one in the village. Then.
No, the one in the village is the, I can't remember what it's called now, but the animation shop you're talking about, aren't you? It does that as well, which is good. And there's a clothes shop in the village which I quite like as well, which I can't remember what that's called either. But yeah, I mean obviously the Emporium does everything, so you know. But Harrington's, I think I quite like going in there and see what's in there.
Yeah, that big one big one just outside the park, between the two parks.
World of Disney.
Yeah, I mean that takes a beating really because that's massive. That's got loads of stuff in there.
Yeah,
So-
but they're all pretty good. So, number 7. What is your favourite season or event? It's
All of
hard
them,
to
really.
isolate, isn't it?
All of
Really,
them,
yeah.
really.
I don't think we've done a season or an event that we haven't liked.
No, all seasons. I mean, we've been there when it's been really cold, really hot. But no, I don't think it's a.
Christmas, obviously.
Yeah, Christmas
It's magical.
Christmas is really nice. The Halloween's good.
Yeah,
Halloween's good.
we've been there for Run Disney, haven't we?
Yeah,
That was
Yeah,
a
that was
pretty good
pretty good.
experience.
busy.
Season of the Force, the superheroes, Marvel superheroes. We've been there for the last year. We were there for the food and wine event, weren't we? In sort of the plaza
Yeah, that was
down
pretty
by
good. That was quite
Remy.
smart actually. Yeah.
It's like Epcot on a very minute scale. Yeah, so I think we like them all really. I mean, obviously I love Christmas. Christmas is my thing anyway. So Christmas is always that little bit special if you go there.
Yeah.
But I think any time of year really, and any event,
Yeah,
it's hard to.
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose.
They're
yeah.
all good in their own way. There isn't, you know.
Personally, I probably prefer probably spring or autumn. It's not too hot
Yeah.
because you can sort of rush around a bit more, get more done without flagging.
Okay, number 8. Disneyland Park Paris or Walt Disney Studios Paris?
Like them both really. I suppose we probably spend more time in the park,
Because it's bigger and there's more to do.
but I still enjoy going to the
If you had to choose one though.
yeah, probably the park
Mm,
because I think there's more in there for me.
yeah.
But it's nice having the two really.
And you
It's
can't beat the castle.
no, it's
So,
really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Disneyland Park would be mine. But again, I really like Walt Disney Studios as well. So, number 9, your favourite ride in each park. So, Disneyland Park, what's your favourite ride? this?
Can't remember any.
Oh, don't be funny.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, really? Oh, I am
Yeah, I think
surprised.
so. Yeah, I think I've been on that.
Not that Gary's obsessed with it or anything.
No, that's good.
Goes on it about 7 times a day if he could. Yeah, that's your favourite. I think mine, I love Pirates of the Caribbean, but I think I'd have to say Star Tours, because that's really good as well, and I quite enjoy that. And you get a different scenario as well, so it's always slight variation.
Well, yeah, it's good as well, yeah.
And what about in the studios? I think I'd say Ratatouille.
Yeah, probably. Mind you, I've not done the Tower of Terror
I don't
yet.
do scary rides like that.
Yeah.
I don't like the scary rides, so I haven't been on it with Gary, but
I don't doubt I could do it.
he wants to do it.
I don't
but he
doubt
won't do it
1
on
minute
his
I
own.
could do it, but it's just it'd be nice to break the ice with somebody else and not just on my own. But I've not done it yet, so that might be quite good fun. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we're going away later in the year,
Ratatouille's
aren't we?
good,
We're going away later in the year, and we're taking my daughter and her boyfriend, and I think that you will definitely get to go on it with one of them.
yeah.
So, yeah, and I'll hold the bags. Right, where are we? Number 10. Your favourite land in the Disneyland park. Now, Gary is going to struggle with this because he can never remember the names of all the lands.
Well, I think it's Adventureland.
It is where Pirates of the Caribbean is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not that, because that's got. Yeah, I think out of all the places, that's got Phantom Manor, the Molly Brown. No, well, it is a ride, isn't it, really? But Phantom
No,
Manor,
that's
Molly.
Frontierland.
What was it? Oh, right, okay.
Told you you'd
Get that one.
struggle. Adventureland,
Okay,
you've got
front-
Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, which you adore for some reason.
I thought that was Frontierland.
No, that's in Adventureland.
So what's Phantom Manor in?
That's in Frontierland.
No, it'd be Frontierland then.
So you don't like Pirates of the Caribbean and Skull Rock and all that?
Yeah.
That's in Adventureland.
Oh, right.
Told you it. Didn't I warn you all? Didn't
So
I
it might
say?
be. So it might be Adventureland then. So Phantom Manor.
Is
Where's that?
Frontierland.
Oh,
Do you want to get your map?
okay. Pirates of the Caribbean. So, no, I haven't got my reading glasses. So it won't
I know
really
you
help-
haven't, but
won't
I'm
really
just,
help me.
I'm just going to get the map out here.
I thought
so-
they were all in the same bit.
No. So when you go in, you have Frontierland, which is just here.
Oh, right. So where's Big Thunder Mountain?
So Big Thunder Mountain is in Frontierland.
Oh, right.
There.
Okay.
So this bit here.
So my favourite two lands are Frontierland and Adventureland.
Which Gary merges into one. But your favourites are the Swiss Family Treehouse and Pirates of the Caribbean, and you love Skull Rock and all that, so that's Adventureland.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be. Yeah, it's probably going to be Adventureland, really.
So
Running
yeah, I like that sort of area, but I
very
also
close
like
to
Discoveryland.
very close to Frontierland. They're all great, aren't they? Really,
Yeah,
it's just that.
because I kind of like Autopia and Star Tours and all that kind of thing.
So if you start
So-
off at Phantom Manor, you can do Phantom Manor. Then I know you're crossing lands, but you
But
can.
that's not what the question
you
is.
No, but you can do Phantom Manor, and Big Thunder Mountain, and the Treehouse, and the Molly Brown, and then on to Pirates of the Caribbean. So it's all sort of.
So that's two lands. So
So it's
Gary's
two
got
lands-
favourites.
two lands that are right next to
You
each
can
other.
have two. Okay, number 11. Your favourite character meet. And number 12 is the best character meet and greet experience. So you've got to think about your favourite character meet and then your best experience.
I don't know. I think Captain Jack was quite good.
So is that your favourite character experience or meet? 'Cause
Yeah,
this
that's
is
probably- yeah, it's
number
probably-
11 is your favourite character meet. I think my favourite character meet was when we met Mickey in his house.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Because we'd not actually
Yeah,
been
we'd
in
only
there.
done that once. Well,
Yeah,
we
we've-
walked past it a million
We've
times.
done it in
so-
America, but we hadn't done it in Paris. So we
Yeah,
did it last
that was-
year, didn't
that
we?
was nice. That was quite big in there as well.
Yeah, and it was cool.
And yeah,
You can
very
watch
cool.
watch the cartoons as you go in the
Yeah, all
queue.
the old cartoons. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
So-
pretty, that was good. That was yeah.
yeah.
Quite a good
And then number
experience.
12, the best character meet and greet experience. So I think that's got to be Captain Jack when we
Yeah.
went last year. Because the guy that was Captain Jack was fantastic.
Well, I was
and
Captain Jack.
yeah, that was Captain Jack.
That's why it was so good, because that was him.
Yeah, and he was just he played the part so well,
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
he?
of course, yeah.
But he didn't kind of ham it up or anything. It was really
No.
natural, and he spent so much time with each person and really you know, really
Yeah, he
sort of
sort of
interactive.
he tailored his reaction to every different person, really.
Yeah, no, he
So,
was fantastic, really, really good.
And very drunk by the sounds of it.
He was.
Maybe it was just
Pretending,
acting. Maybe it was just acting.
pretending.
It smelled a bit of rum though. So,
Right, so the last one is number 13, and it's your happiest or best Disneyland Paris memory. I know what mine are.
it's gonna be
I've got
difficult.
two that come to mind.
It's going to be difficult.
Do you want me to say mine while you're thinking?
I forget most things, so I've probably forgotten my most memorable
So
memory.
my first, most sort of poignant memory, I think, was the very first time we actually walked in and walked down Main Street, because, like a lot of people, we had been told, as you know usually are, oh, if you've done Florida first, then you'll hate Paris. It's so disappointing. It's, you know, the poor relation and so on. So we were really not looking forward to it as much as we perhaps should have done. And we'd gone there with a very negative kind of attitude towards it, thinking this isn't going to be that great, but it's, you know, it's Disney, it'll be, you know, a day out, it'll be okay. And we went in the August of 2011, and it was really, really hot. We were having a real heat wave then, and the temperatures were in the 30s, so it felt like Florida. And we walked through the gates, and obviously Main Street USA, we'd not even seen pictures of Paris then, had we? Not even
No.
anything. And we
No, not
walked
at all.
in, and I remember Gary's first words were, I sort of stood looking around, and we looked down Main Street, and he said, oh my God, this is surreal, with the heat and Main Street looking quite similar, although it's a different castle. He said, I feel like I'm in Florida. And it was, and surreal became the word of the holiday, didn't it? Because that was, it was very much.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
And
The fact we'd only been up at whatever time that was that morning and driven there, and there we were.
yeah, and
you
I
know,
think,
without all the hassle.
I think because
flying
people had told us,
airports.
oh no, it's, you know, you're not going to like it if you've been to Florida, and because we'd been to Florida quite a few times by then, and we were a little bit in love with Florida, just, you know, everything about it. So we weren't really looking forward to this too much, but yeah, it was quite an amazing experience. So yeah, that's one of mine. But my other one is that we took our girls there for our youngest's 21st birthday. We went for a long weekend, and it's just before Christmas, so it's very magical anyway. But we booked Inventions for her birthday. And originally she'd wanted a big fuss for her birthday, and as it got nearer the time, she decided she didn't want a big fuss. But by then I'd already ordered a cake. So we went into the restaurant, and she said, well, I don't want any fuss. And I said, well, I have ordered a cake. And when we've done that before in America, it's just been the servers that have come up and bought the cake and had a bit of a sing-song round you. So she was hoping it'd all be played down. So there we were, trying to play everything down, and suddenly Pluto appeared in the door, because we were sort of sitting in one of the side rooms, weren't we? And Pluto appeared with a server and the cake, and then they had a tannoy announcement that it was somebody's very special birthday and that everybody should join in. The whole restaurant got up and came and stood in the entrance of this sort of like room on the side that we were in. Everybody on the tables in our room all stopped and turned around, and Pluto came in singing, you know, like doing all this, and the servers were singing, and it was just hysterical. And then Pluto grabbed her up and was dancing with her in her face because she really didn't want a fuss, and you couldn't have had more of a fuss. So it was just her face and the whole thing. It was quite funny, wasn't it? That's quite a good memory, really. So yeah, so that was our Disneyland Paris tag. So feel free to do one yourselves, tag us in it so we can see it. Thanks to So Helena who puts onto this, so we will tag you in it so you know what we've done. But you know, we've enjoyed doing this. I'd like to hear your experiences and what you've, you know, done in Disneyland Paris. So anyway, we'll see you real soon.